Matt Miller.
Militant affection.
Okay. Can I hear myself? No, I can't, but that's okay. This is Militant Affection, and I'm your host, Matthew Miller. And I didn't set up my computer with my notes, so I'm scrolling through the notes, and while I scroll through my notes, I'll sing you a song. Hello, everyone. I am singing a song. If you enjoy my song, then you are very, very wrong. I only have 2 notes that I wrote. I remember them, and I'm just going to make a new document. I gotta use my old computer because my freaking new computer doesn't have a USB thing, and I'm trying out this cast thing to record stuff on it, and you're supposed to be able to hear yourself in the headphones, but I don't hear myself. But you don't need to hear yourself to be the best podcaster in the universe. Now, this is my 25th attempt at a podcast, and hopefully I don't screw this one up. I think this one's going to be good. I have a lot of stuff to talk about, and frankly, I think you're all fucking retarded. No, I don't know who I'm talking to, and so the idea was, I don't know how close I have to do or how much mic I have to movement, was to do a podcast where we talk about, we being me, talk about traumatic events, and make fun of them, and hopefully I can start talking to my friends, and I can make fun of whatever traumatic things happen in their life. As you can see, I have a kitchen. This is my new place. I have a green screen over there that you can't see that I would have recorded. If you're listening, you can't see the fucking green screen anyhow. I would record in front of it, but who the fuck wants shit behind it? Anyhow. Okay, militant affection. I've been seeing a therapist lately, and I don't like him. He's a dweeb. He's a fucking idiot. I remember he asked me, he's like, which TV mom most reminds me of my mom? And I'm like, what kind of fucking question is that? Because I don't really watch shit on TV, and no TV mom reminds me of my mom. So he keeps bringing up like Revenge of the Nerds. I haven't even seen that fucking movie. He's like, he's such a, well, I can't take advice from a fucking dweeb. You know what I mean? The dude's a fucking loser. And I don't really need to be this close to the microphone. I'm just so OCD. If you're watching, if you're listening, I sound great. Anyhow, this dude's a fuck. What the fuck? I forget his name. I completely forget his name. I remember he brought up Revenge of the Nerds. He brought up like his mom being like Tony Soprano. I've never seen his mom being like Tony Soprano's mom. I've never seen The Sopranos. I know it's a big show. People fucking like it, and they come in their hair while watching it. And then they gotta wash it out afterwards. But I don't want to fucking watch it. I don't care. I've never watched a dramatic TV show. I just don't care about following characters. I like real life. I like living in a real life world. Anyhow, he's a fucking dweeb. I've been seeing him about my problems because I'm so fucked up inside. And we talked about Revenge of the Nerds, and then like he knows I do comedy, so he talks about seeing fucking whoever comedy, and like he looks at his watch the whole time, and I'm just like, why am I giving this guy any money? He sucks. Don't see this guy. I forget his fucking name. He's down the street from me, but I do not recommend him. He's lazy. And now I'm looking at my phone, and I don't know why anyone goes to see him. I've only had like one good therapist. It was this chick that told me I can get mad at people. I get mad at people if they don't want to fuck me. That's what she said. Well, she didn't say it like that, but I'm drinking. This is cranberry apple because I'm a lady. That's not true. I have a dick, which I guess you could be a lady and have a dick, so Well, whatever. Just I'm whatever you think I am, you know? Yeah, I'm done with this therapist. I don't know why I started talking about this. The guy's fucking a dweeb. I had this ex-roommate. I have two things written down that I want to talk about, but I'm going to get to them in a second. But I had this ex-roommate that was a fucking lunatic. He was like a complete like narcissist, OCD, control freak, fuckface, skinny fuckface who wanted to be a fuckface, and he turns out he was an ass face. But people fuck asses, so they fucked his face. But no, I want to be a writer. I remember one time he was like talking about how to send money through him through like some pay app. And I was like, it didn't work. And it didn't work because it was the first time I ever used it. And I was sending him the rent, which was like a bunch of money. And my bank just had to like verify it was me and not someone hacking my account. And he's like, and I remember he's like, oh, it just worked today. I just got paid for my writing. Which it could have happened, but the way I think he just wanted to tell me he got paid to write. And I'm like, you get paid to be a bartender. That's where you get your fucking money, you fucking loser. You 40-something-year-old fucking loser, lived in the same apartment the last 20 years. Just fucking... Who are you, you know? He talks about there's no art and there's blah, blah, blah. And I just spend all night sitting in silence reading. He was a fucking loser, my ex-roommate. You know? Just don't be a fucking self-centered prick like me and him. And things will be fine. But the real story was, one time, like, he left... I gotta turn on the audio over here. Guys, listen to these snaps as I do this. Snap, snap, snap. Snap, snap, snap. Snap, snap, snap. Snap, 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 snap. Snap, snap, snap. Snap, snap, snap. Snap, 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 snap. Okay, I just had to get up and make sure the audio was recording on my camera so I could sync it up with this. Anyhow. This is number 2 burp podcast. My roommate, one time I came home and I had to take a shower, and he left all his shirts on the shower, or no, not even shirt. He left his towel on the shower, and I took it off and I put it on the back part of the toilet to take a shower. And then I left and I kind of forgot about it. And then he got home at 12 and banged on my door. And he's like, you put my fucking towel on the toilet? The dirty ass fucking toilet? He's like, you could have put it fucking anywhere else. And I'm like, I don't know where the fuck to put it. It was still wet. There was nowhere else really to put it. You want me to put it on the kitchen table? And there was like a hook in the bathroom, but I already had someone else's towel. And I wasn't going to like contaminate his with it. And the top part of the toilet doesn't really get fucking used. But like he's like, you got to move out. You live like an animal. I'm an animal because I moved his towel to the back of the toilet. And he had this huge argument. And then like when I first moved into this place, I had like friends over one night, and like our fridge was like a dude fridge. It had like nothing in it. It had like condiments, and like in the freezer was just ice. And they were kind of, my friends were like making fun of its lack of stuff. And then they made fun of the freezer for just like having ice in it. And he was like, he got mad. He's like, your friends came over and they were making fun of my fucking fridge. Like, who gives a fuck about a fridge? He's like, they made fun of the ice. He's like, ice is an amenity. Ice is an amenity, is what he said. God, what a lunatic. And then he knew I was from Massachusetts. I said I was from Boston. He's like, I know you're from Boston, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm like, what the fuck does this have to do with anything? And he's like, I know I'm from Philly. And just his view of the world was insane. And I guess, and like, he was like talking down to me because I was younger. He's like, I know you're a fucking millennial, da 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 da. Because he's like 50, 10. That's not an age, 50, 60, whatever age he was. He was 40, late 40s. And he was just saying all this shit about him being more responsible. I'm like, you fucking sit in your room and read books and like fucking shove things in your ass until they come out your belly button and you die every night. And you're fuckface. But no, yeah, that was him. And I guess I had another roommate. Not that I guess, he was real. He was a real man. And they got into the same argument. I guess he used the same talking points against him. And I think he just goes through roommates every 3 months because he overreacts to minor things. Because he was always seeking roommates. People were constantly moving in and out. I lasted 4 months there. He actually ended up being okay later on. I don't know. And he helped me move out and shit, but no, fuck him. Doesn't matter. He's a fuckface. Yeah. Anyhow, he's an insane person. Alcohol. I just said alcohol because I'm thinking about future things I'm going to talk about. That's a little thing we call in the biz a little pre-tell of things to come. A little pre-tell, a little pre-cum for your face and your lips. Slurp it on up, slurpy face. Slurp it on up, slurpy face. That's a slogan for eating cum. One time when I was younger, here's a story. Okay, militant affection. Here's, I guess, I don't know if it's traumatic for me. I just was there. I mean, what's really traumatic? But anyhow, one time I was younger, my mom, was mad at my dad. And a way of, displaying her anger is she started violently beating my little sister. I don't know how violent it was. My little sister seemed fine. She was just a little weepy cryy because she was getting hit in the back by my mom. And it was hurting her, right? My sister doesn't like getting hit in the back. It's weird. I know most people like when they get punched in the back. It feels nice. It's maybe like a massage, but if you're a child and you're a pussy, you don't like it. So did I mention the idea of this podcast is to make fun of trauma? Anyhow, we'll go forward. And so my sister was getting hit hard, and my dad restrained my mother. How silly he was to want to stop the playful banter between a mother and daughter when a mother is overpowering a daughter, hitting her. And my dad restrained her. And then my mom started crying and shit because my dad had to restrain her to stop my sister from getting hit. And then my mom started crying and is just oh no, I'm going to tell the police that you hit me and you're going to go to jail. Because that was a great retelling. I was really in it. That's like my mom. She's like, hi Matt, I love you. I'm your mother. Suck my mother clit. Which is a weird thing for a mother to say. But anyhow, she restrained her. She didn't restrain her. My dad restrained her. And she was like, I'm going to tell the police you hit me. Because he had to force her off. And you're going to go to jail. She lied to him and she was going to lie to the police. And then that was funny, you know? It's a funny thing on the fly to say. My mom was good with the ad-libs. And I think that's where I get my ad-libs from, her quick, ba-bam, I'm a mom, suck my little teats, I'm a cunt, pow. You know, she just says things, she comes out of nowhere. And then my dad, got off her, and then, my dad, because he's, fucking, I don't know, codependent, eventually, he apologized to her and brought her flowers, because he had to restrain her to help my sister, which is pretty fucked up. That really doesn't teach me good. That teaches me that if someone's abusive to you, you should apologize to them, is what I learned from that experience. My mom's done lots of shit. That's one example of her being a fuckface. A lot of fuckface talk tonight. The name of this episode might be My Mom is a Fuckface, which isn't a good title. So I might have to write My Mom is a F face. And people might say fun face. Okay, I already wrote a name of the episode, but I'm going to write a note because I'm using this new system. My mom is a F face. All right. I'm using this program called Cast that allows me to record stuff, and then they give me the fucking RSS and shit. But yeah, my mom isn't an F face. Could mean fun face, fancy face, flavorful face, fridge face, fag face. You can't really say fag. People don't like it, but I said fag. Retard face, that starts with an R. That doesn't make sense. N-word face is not good. Do not say that. That is bad. Bad stuff. I don't know why I said it, but I was just trying to be hurtful. Really, I think I've learned to be hurtful from her. She was very good at being hurtful. Hurtful. So yeah, she did that, I witnessed it. My dad came back, and it made me think of another story that I'm now forgetting, which is fine. I haven't drank alcohol in a while. I stopped smoking weed. Although, no, I did. And it's funny, a couple weeks ago, I got mono, which I know you're 30, Matt. How could you get mono? That's like a high school disease. Well, if I'm being honest, I'm dating high school girls. So that's how I got it. I'm just kidding. They're not high school girls. They were bad. They got kicked out. They're just regular girls now. Still of high school age. I'm just kidding. I think it's just I must have Tindered with the wrong people. I live in New York. Tinder is easier here. Girls are whores, and I've been fucking them. That's not true. I do fine. I wear shirts that are all fucked up like this. I got some nice shirts, but this one, I wore this to work today. I don't give a fuck. It's nice. It looked nice. This shirt was like, I think it has some fucking retarded ass name. I don't remember. I was gonna say gay ass name, but that seems offensive. But I have a gay sister, so I feel like I can say that, even though I don't. You know what? Why am I talking through this? I'm gonna be fluent, like water dripping onto a wound that's not supposed to get water in it. I don't know what type of wound this is, but it's a waterless wound. So my mom did that shit. My mom's manipulative. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. So the other day I told my mom it was my dad's birthday, so I called home to wish him a happy birthday, right? And I started talking about relationships with my mom, and I'm just Tindering right now, don't mind me. And she and I got into a little argument because I told her that I didn't trust anyone. I don't even trust you, is what I said. I don't trust you. And then she was like, I don't trust you, because she's like a child. And then she had to talk through my father to me, because she can never have an argument directly to me. She always has to talk through my dad, and then my dad will just be like, can't say that to your mother, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, fucking, I don't trust her. She's done lots of shit that I'll explain later episodes. She's been a real fucking psychopath. And I think I'm allowed to say that, and I don't understand why she's so mad. And then the next day, she wrote me a text message that said, hi, Matt, I'm sorry you feel that way. So I'm mad at her because I don't trust her. And she says, hey, Matt, I'm sorry you feel that way, but I'm not mad. Mom love you just the way you are. But she's not mad that I'm mad at her. This is a very manipulative, backwards fucking text. She's a complete psychopath. I hope she watches this and gets mad at me, and then I'll just stop going to family events or something. Because I am going to post this on my YouTube, and I think my parents do watch it, but I feel like they shouldn't listen to this. Because maybe I'm lying. I don't know why I say that. Nothing is a lie. I don't lie about anything. Now I'm on... God, even during my own fucking podcast, I have to look at my own fucking phone like I'm my own fucking idiot. So yeah, my mom's a nutcase. My therapist is a piece of shit. Everything is fun as fuck. Candy, dandy, yummy, randy. I shit like 1,000,000 times today. I don't know what's going on. I'm eating a lot. I got mono, dating high school girls, jokey joke. But no, and then I had to text ladies that I've seen. I'm like, I had mono, you better watch out. And they're like, what? We're adults. And it's just fucking stupid. I had it like all last week. I still went to work like 2.5 days because like I'll just work unless I don't have to. And then my throat was killing me, and I went in to get a test, and they're like, yeah, you have mono, you fucking prick. And I'm like, that's a little mean, you fucking crack. And they're like, what the fuck's a crack? And I'm like, you're a crack, you crack. And then the doctor died, and I won the argument. And anyhow, they prescribed medicine to me, and I went to the fucking CVS, and they're like, it was 2 medicines. And they're like, we actually don't have either one of these fucking medicines. And I was like, are you serious? Because, like, I had mono. I was feeling like shit. I could barely move. I hadn't slept for days. I was fucking blowing my nose and coughing, and fucking my toes fell off. And they didn't fall off. I made the last part I made up. I made it up. And then they're like, okay. They're like, let me look up a store. So they're like, this store has it. And I'm like, okay, does it have the other thing? No. And then they did some more research. And there's no store near us that has both medicines. I'm like, okay, so I have to go to 2 different fucking stores to get the 2 fucking medicines. And then they're like, actually, wait a second. You're not insured for one of these. So we're going to wait until the doctor says they have an alternative. I was like, fine. So I just Ubered to one fucking store to sit in the back of the Uber fucking dead, coughing, spitting my mono over the back of their fucking Uber. The next people probably got mono, to go to this one store to get the one medicine. And then I Ubered, and it fucking took 40 minutes, maybe 30, I don't know. And then I Ubered back. It took another 30 minutes of the fucking thing. I was dying. I was just sitting in a chair, just dead. And I was just like, just give me my fucking medicine. And I called ahead. And then I had to Ubered back. And I was just like coughing and spitting all in his Uber. And I'm like, this whole place is getting mono, because mono's traveled through saliva. I'm like, next person. But I feel bad, but I hope they don't get mono. And then eventually the next day, I went back to the CVS to get the other medicine. And they're like, yeah, the doctor hasn't called us. And I'm like, what does it cost to get the medicine if I don't use insurance? And they're like, it was like $60. And I was like, fine. And they're like, well, actually, we don't have it. You had to have ordered it yesterday, and we thought the doctor. And I was like, oh my God. And they're like, all right, let me try to get the price down. I'm like, okay, but you don't have it. And they got down to like 40. And then they told me about a pharmacy nearby that I could go to. And I'm like, I'll just go to that fucking pharmacy. And the guy actually didn't have it, but like he had all the ingredients. It was like this mouthwash, and he just mixed it all together, and I drank it. It's called like Magic Mouthwash. And so I just had that shit. And I guess that was fine. But it was like a whole fucking ordeal getting mono. It fucking sucks. And then I was like, I bought a humidifier to help me like breathe at night. And like I used it a bunch, and you have to like clean a humidifier a bunch, and it started like blowing like mildew particles in the air, and I was choking on those. And I was just adding more to my sickness. And it just was fucking lagar. It was a made-up word. It was lagar. It was lagar. That's the bad. It was the bad. So I guess that was traumatic. I mean, it wasn't traumatic. I'm just telling you recent stories because they're just on my mind, you know? They're just on my fucking mind. The other story I want to tell you was on New Year's Eve, I got punched in the face, which is a fun story. I got punched in the face on New Year's Eve. I get social anxiety because I'm so nervous when I go outside. And on New Year's Eve, I got punched in the face. Real quick, I'm going to stop the camera and restart. So I'm going to try to sing a little song while I do this. Eventually, I'm going to get a different camera to keep continuously... All right. La la brand, spook da loo, speak goodbye. Okay, I'm back. That's just imagine those are commercial breaks. This plans on being a very big podcast. I know I could have edited that part out, but I don't know, other people fucking whatever. Anyhow, New Year's Eve, punch in the face. I get social anxiety, and I drank a bunch, and I like blacked out before I went out. I was going to the bar next to my house, literally. It's right there. And I blacked out, and I don't know what happened. I think I might have been trying to cut the line. I was trying to talk to some gals. I was trying to talk to some guys. And like I remember this guy kind of got pissed that like he thought I was cutting. And I don't really know what I said to him, but I sort of remember saying like, so why don't you hit me? And then he punched me once in the eye, once in the forehead, and once in the heart. I'm just kidding. The last one wasn't real. The heart was a metaphor for my forehead again. And Yeah, and I didn't fall over. It kind of got me out of my drunken state. I think I just fell back against the wall I was near because I was waiting in line to get in. And I remember like just standing there, and I was talking to the people around me, and I was talking to this girl, and I don't really know what she was saying. And then she's like, "Aren't you going to go after him?" And I'm like, "I don't remember who he is. I don't know where he went." I remember he was like he was wearing all black, he had a black hat, and he was a black guy. And I'm like, I can't just start accusing every black person nearby of hitting me. I didn't know which one it was. I looked back, it was a sea of white people, and there was black people, and I don't know which one it was. And I think if I went through the line and just started punching every black guy, I might get accused of a hate crime, you know? And then the next day I'd be in the paper like the ball drops on racism, because it was like New Year's Eve. And it's just me, like my face all bloodied up with all these black people, like, yeah. Just like in the stories about how I went around trying to punch as many black people as possible. So like I couldn't do that. And then she was like, she was kind of calling me a pussy, and I'm like, I don't know who it was. And I was also still very drunk, even though I was kind of out of my stupor. I'm like, I probably couldn't even fight someone right now. I'm not seeing well. And then I don't know, maybe I called her a cunt or something that made her mad, and her boyfriend turned around. He tried to dissuade this situation. Maybe I called him like a fag. I know this kind of language isn't. Some people don't like this language, but sometimes I just say it. And one time I was doing stand up, and I called the audience that because they wouldn't stop heckling. Like I called them a fag, and they did stop heckling. So who's to say what's the wrong words are? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong on this issue, but it's better to be wrong than right. Remember that. And then, so the boyfriend didn't fight me. They turned around. I just kind of waited in line, and then I got to the front, to the bouncer, and the bouncer wouldn't let me in because my face was all bloody, and I was saying bad words to people. And I was like, what the fuck? I get punched in the face and I can't be in the fucking bar? And it's like arguing with like a bouncer is like arguing with like a chick, right? It's like you can't really win, and you kind of just got to wait a week until they get over with it, and then you can go back in. And then I did eventually go back to the bar a different time. They let me in, and I hung out. And I think the next time I went to the bar, my buddy got kicked out. My fucking stupid ass fucking buddy, that fucking kid. I'll say buddy, for doing shit. And then I tried to show up a different night, and it was the bouncer from the New Year's Eve night, and he didn't let me in because he's like, you've been 86. Because like after they didn't let me in, I like stood in front of the bar and like complained to my friends on the phone because like I was alone at that point because I couldn't get in and I wasn't with anyone. And I was just calling up people I knew to complain about what had happened. And I guess I stood in front of the bar for 2 hours just kind of blocking the sidewalk. And they're like, yeah, you can't fucking do that. You're not allowed back in. So banned from that bar. Never been banned from anywhere. And I got banned from there. Just spent all night calling people. And it was like a rainy fucking night. So, yeah. Fucking, that was so stupid. Got punched in the face, got banned from that bar. And that bar was like sleazy ass fucking shitso bar, like notorious hookup place. It's where I met Hank Azaria from The Simpsons. Does the voice of Apu. He's a very controversial figure, but I met him, and I remember they took the flash and like on whatever, I think it was my phone, and it was very like big, and he was like seeing spots. He's like, oh, that's a nice flash you got. So yeah, I met that fuck face. I was punched in the face, and I went to work, and I spent all day at work. Like I was trying to I had like bruises on my head, and I was trying to put my hair over it, but I usually don't put my hair the way it was, and I did the other way. And eventually, no one said shit because either they're like, "Oh yeah, he probably always gets punched in the face," you know what I mean? They're like, "Oh, that's just how he lives. He just is domestic abuse." No one said shit until my boss did. And he's like, "You don't have to tell me what happened," and I kind of told him what happened. And that was that. And I got an MRI, and I was sitting in the MRI place, and some other guy must have had something terrible because he had to drink like 2 bottles of milkshake to get stuff in his blood so they could look at it. I remember his drinking it. It was pretty good. this is while I was waiting for the MRI. I'm jumping all over the place. And I was like, damn, I want to drink some of that fucking milkshake. Anyhow, I got the MRI, and like it didn't come back about any, because like I've been seeing. This is why I got it. After I got punched in the face, I was seeing flashes of white light every now and then because I got punched out of the left eye, so it was on my left side. And I got the MRI to figure out like what it was. And then the MRI came back. They're like, "Oh, your fucking brain looks good, and you have no allergies." Or it said some shit, and it said nothing really related to my eye. And now I have to pay $360 because my insurance paid whatever the other half, and I didn't realize I have to pay $360 for them to fucking tell me that I don't have fucking. I don't remember the results, but they had nothing to do with my eye, and I feel like I have to get another one because I'm still seeing flashes of light, and it didn't help at all. But you know, I guess you live. I kind of got used to seeing the flashes of light. It's sort of like just my reality now, just how I live. Sort of like I live in a war and I'm constantly getting bombed on my left side. Everything you own in a box to the left. Everything you own. Suck a dude's fucking chest. Everything you own. Getting molest. Everything you own. Put it on my desk. So really, this is more of a rhyming podcast than anything else. But I think we're a little over 30 minutes. This is about all I want to do for this. I'm going to do shit like this. You can find me at Matt Miller Real, Twitter, Facebook. Matt Miller Comedy on YouTube if you want to watch my other videos. And I will start having guests, and they're going to tell me about their traumas, and we're going to make fun of trauma together. Because I think the best way to deal with trauma is with your mama, your faga, your slaga. No, is by making fun of it. So again, I'm Matt Miller, and thanks for listening. I hope your day is great.
Militant affection.